morning, good afternoon, good evening. I am S3X Emmanuel again. I am here from the Orchard of Marriage to share with you again and again, to encourage you, dear friends, and bless you. Bless you with the word of God, bless you with encouragement, bless you with support, bless you in your marriage, and we see how we can do it better, how we can be blessed as we walk this journey. This time we are sharing about wherever you are listening in. Allow me to appreciate all those who have been listening in from when we started, and they have been following us on our YouTube channel, on our TikTok. They have subscribed, they have liked, they have been following up. I want to bless the Lord for you. May the good Lord bless you so much. Be blessed, dear friends. Yeah, I want to remind you again this time, I need to remind you, Orchard of Marriage, an orchard to some people, maybe not everyone, I should not take it for granted that everyone knows. Orchard means a garden of fruits. It means a garden of fruits. So Orchard of Marriage, we are praying that every marriage bears fruits, every marriage prospers, every marriage gets on well. So we are sharing about sex in marriage today. Today we are sharing about sex in marriage. And yeah, marriage is not for sex, but sex is part of marriage. So I will be using terms to make sure this message is palatable to all ages. I know I have my people who are singles, and they listen to these messages, they follow us all, they follow up on us. So I want to package it in a way actually to make sure that I make all those who are not yet married, to make sure that you love marriage, to make sure that you have an inspiration to love this marriage, to make sure you have your desire is allowed to get into marriage and to begin enjoying the fruits of marriage. And sex is a gift that God has given humankind. God has given humankind. He created us to multiply, and we multiply through this sex. He created us for companionship. When He created Eve especially, and He said it is not good for the man to stay alone, and He created Eve for the man, and they started, their marriage started then. So that's Genesis chapter 2 and chapter 1. So we are created for this. We are created for this, to enjoy it. It's very good in marriage. That's why He created Eve for Adam. And maybe I want to encourage you, dear friends, it is a man and a woman. I must be very clear about that. It is a man and a woman. God created a female and male for sex. Anything else, I'm not aware about it. I'm not aware where it comes from. Maybe it could be a subversion. But we know that, God created a male and a female. Male and female, He created them. Genesis chapter 1, verse 26. So I want to share about something about sex in marriage, and I want to believe that I can bring out something that can work out for you, something that can encourage you as a married man, as a married woman. I want to start from right when we get into marriage and we walk together, and maybe I can catch up with those who are 20 years down in marriage, those who are very many years down in marriage. I can catch up with you at some point, or maybe you can realize also and learn where you stumbled at some time, or why things have not been working out well. Yeah, I want to catch up with everyone on this journey. And I want to say that, yes, this sex, we keep learning about it at whatever age. You will realize there is a lot you are missing, there's something you are missing that you may need to add on, that you may need to give it a try, that you may need to pick up with. So dear friends, I want to bring it on board for us, and I want to thank God so much. It will be so wonderful. People have struggled in this area. They have struggled in this area of sex. Especially, let me say, I will not share as a person from the biology class. I will not share from a person from the psychology class. I am none of those. I'm not a psychologist. I am not a biological student, a biological expert. No. But I'll share as someone who is in marriage, who has done this game, and who has picked so much interest and taken the time to invest in it, to study about it, to know about it, to try out this and see how it works. I am someone who has taken a lot of interest and put a lot of time on this subject matter. both in my marriage, but also in the library, in the media print, here and there, online, wherever I found content. And I'm very specific, as much as I always look for this information, I'm very specific for Christian information, Christian sex in marriage, something like that, godly sex in marriage. There's a lot that can happen outside there that maybe it will not work for us as Christians, will not work for us who pursue godliness in our affairs. So I want to share something that concerns people who believe in God, who want to do it in a godly way. And unfortunately, it is outside there very common that marrying a church girl is a trouble, marrying a church boy is a trouble. They are very boring, they don't know things, and what the little they know, they become kings and experts in it. They are like, we know it all. So I want also to make a correction on that we are all work in progress, we are all learning here and there as we move on. So I want to share about things that I think maybe, why have marriages struggled in this area? Why have marriages not worked out in this area of sex in marriage? Why do Christians struggle? Why do we find their problems? How can we prepare for it, for this topic, dear friends? And we make sure that we are all enjoying, we make sure that we are all celebrating, and we make sure that people love marriage, they love sex there, and they are doing it easily, without struggling. Without struggling. And dear friends, let me begin like this, the mindset. The mindset. You have heard that maybe in some marriages, in some couples, they think that men love sex more than anything. Men, to them, marriage means sex. In some families, they would think like that. But it's not very true. Some other people will tell you, ladies, women don't love sexy, they don't want sexy. Dear friends, today I want to correct it and say it is not true. Women love sex so much. If you want to know about that, when you read Song of Solomon chapter 7, Song of Solomon chapter 7, verse 10 to 12, I belong to my beloved, let us go to the countryside, let us spend the night in the village, let us go early to the vineyard to see if the vines have budded, if their blossoms have opened, and if the pomegranates are in blossom, there I will give you my love. Song of Solomon chapter 7, verse 10 to 12. So dear friends, it's not, that's a woman talking. That's a woman talking, telling her husband that I am ready to open for you, I am ready to give it all to you, I am ready to give my body to you, I am ready to share my love with you, I am ready to give you my everything. I am here, I am ready for you, I am ready, just do this, I am ready, let's go to the countryside, let's go to the bedroom, let's go to the hotel, let's go, and I am ready. These are people who are married. You know, the book of Song of Solomon, recently I was doing a study on it, and I realized that, one, the theologians will tell you it has the courtship period, from the beginning, in the middle, it has a wedding, and towards the end it has a marriage. So that book, it goes in phases. It goes in phases. It has a courtship, it has a wedding, and it has a marriage. So chapter 7, there you know where they are now. So these are people who are married. So we are telling you, dear friends, it is not true that women do not love sex. They love it so much. They love to be intimate. But certain things we are going to share about and see what has gone wrong. It is not true that men, all they need in marriage is sex. No, it is not true like that. But I want to share with you, dear friends, they want a lot more than that. They want peace, they want comfort, they want a peaceful environment, they want a lot of things. The other one is not actually the number one. Sex is not the number one. So dear friends, I want to thank God so much for you, and I want us to dive into and we say, then what has gone wrong? If ladies love it, if men love it, even when it is not the only thing they want in marriage. Some people think it is the only thing, and we are saying they love it so much also. It's on the top of the top list, but it's not the number one thing that they want. I mean, it's not the only one they want there. So dear friends, why do we struggle? Why do marriages struggle? Why do couples struggle? Why has this thing become so much a headache? Why has it become so much a problem? Why? We want to find out why. So I gave in a lot of study. I also struggled at some point. As a matter of fact, I also struggled at some point. But over time, we have reached somewhere. We are still working in progress, but we have reached somewhere. So dear friends, one of the challenges is the mindset. That mindset I've told you about, of what do you perceive of men to be, what do you perceive of women to be. Do you perceive your husband that men are just like lions in the bed? Men, this is the only thing they think about the whole day. It is true men think about it more times than women, but is it the only thing they think about the whole day? Is it very true that women, whenever you tell them about that, they are resentful, they are hesitant, they are away from it? Is it true? They are repulsive to this message? It's not true that they are repulsive. But certain things, so that's the mindset. That's the mindset we are talking about, that we need to correct our mindset. To know that when we come into our marriage, we all know that this is part of marriage. We know that being intimate with each other, with our bodies and with our emotions, it is part of our marriage. We came into marriage knowing that. Just in case you had forgotten, I want to remind you, and most of these things people forget. It is true that some things where people don't have information, but some things people forget and they are taken up by the world. Taken up by the winds of the world, taken up by the work of the world. So dear friends, I want to challenge you that we all like it, we all enjoy it, we all feel good about it, but what happens is how we prepare for it. The things that I'm about to list here, they become a challenge. So mindset, let's correct our mindset as number one. To know that we all like this, we all enjoy being intimate with each other. Our bodies being intimate with each other, irrespective of color, irrespective of language, irrespective of height, irrespective of size, we all enjoy this game. We all came into this marriage knowing this is one of the number one part that we need to enjoy in marriage. Yes, we need to companionship, but this is among the priorities in marriage. So every time we are in marriage and we are not giving priority to this, we are not giving enough attention to this game, dear friends, we struggle there so much. We struggle. So one, we have known mindset. But also let me remind you, dear friends, how do we prepare for this thing? We are taught, it is a message there, information is outside there, that if you want it in the evening, you need to prepare for it right from the morning, right from the time when you wake up from your bed. You need to begin showing signs. You need to begin, tickling each other. You need to begin, those touches. You need to begin messaging. You need to begin those phone calls. You need to do certain things the whole day if you're preparing it for the evening. So the challenge has been that, especially with men, my gender, you will just come in there, you've been there doing everything away from your wife, away from your spouse, and you come in the evening and you're touching, you're doing, you are coming closer, you're grabbing. Actually, some people grab. To women, it is a process. To men, it can just be a starter. You have heard the story of a gas cooker, electric one, then the one of a stove, a charcoal stove. That the charcoal stove goes slower, and the women that are compared to a charcoal stove, that their processes, they are designed to go slowly to get up on the fire. And when the charcoal stove, the fire has lit up and it has reached its maximum level, my good friend, it will cook your food very well. But men, because they are like a gas cooker, they just turn on very slightly, turn on immediately, and they can get up into the bed. One, how do we prepare for this game? You must be mindful right from the morning to start on it. You don't just come in the evening, you meet somewhere and you are just getting it in your mind and you just want to do it there and then. No, dear friends, you must make a process. You must do a process about this. Maybe you are like me, you work from far from home. If you work from far from home, begin making some message. Begin checking on each other during the day. Begin, looking for each other during the day. Send some photos, send some pictures. Begin sharing some intimate messages. Begin saying, how are you doing? Have you had your lunch today? Have you had your meal today? Things like that. Begin the talking, begin the connection. Because, dear friends, being intimate is not a one-time thing. It's not an instant action. It builds up with time. Being intimate with each other builds up with time. It grows with time. It should be growing. But you don't just come from there, the gas cooker, and you just turn it on until immediately the fire is on. No, dear friends, this thing of sex, it has to be built up with the time. Being intimate with each other, with our bodies, we have to build it with the time. So, dear friends, how do we prepare? Right from the morning, start on it. And even when we get into this game, we are also taught, dear friends, around 30 minutes of romantic actions, of being romantic with each other, or foreplay. We are told of the word foreplay. So, dear friends, this foreplay should take as much enough time as possible. We are told maybe 30 minutes. If you can do more, it's the better. If you can, people, it cannot be 5 minutes. It cannot be a minute and you're already there. That's why you go there and indeed you do a work of 1 minute. You go there, indeed you do a work of 2 minutes because you need enough preparation. You need enough preparation, dear friends. Right from the morning, you start on it. During the day, you get connected on this. You build intimacy with each other. By the time you meet, if you have to do it in the evening, you are really intimate with each other. If you have signals and signs, you can do it right from the evening when you're on dinner, when you are watching TV, when you are preparing your meals, when you are doing what. If you can have a way to prepare it during that time. Friends, by the time we get into our master bedrooms, we should just be ready. We should just be ready for that, a catch-up, a simple catch-up, 30 minutes for prayer, and then we get into the game. But dear friends, I want to challenge you. Preparation matters so much. People have hated this game, especially my friends, the ladies. They have hated this game because, men, they just jump in. And when they jump in, they're like driving a car even without oil. Whirr! They're running very fast on the road. So, dear friends, it builds with the time. And we must be soft with each other. We must be in love with each other. We must be close to each other. Our bodies must be attracted to each other. We must be attracted to each other. It must be attracted to each other, dear friends. So the preparation matters, but also the hygiene matters. As we prepare for that, dear friends, you must mind about your hygiene. We are told even in this generation, 21st generation, 20, this is 20, this year we are in, there are some men who do not bathe. There are some men who can take days without bathing. And dear friends, it challenges us. But dear friends, I want to challenge us. Our hygiene matters. The sprays we use, the perfumes we use, whatever deodorants we use, it matters. Does it work for your spouse or it does not work for your spouse? It matters so much. So I want to encourage you, dear friends, that hygiene matters so much in this game. Hygiene matters. If there is a bad odor, find a way to deal with it. Some people, they have hated this game because the odor is so bad. And the ladies are not left out. Some ladies also, the odor, they have not cared about it. You need to care about the odor. You need to mind about what odor comes from your body. You need to mind about that. So dear friends, so much encouraging, so much, it's a good message that I'm bringing to you today, that you need to care about how much your hygiene is. Jump in your bed when you have worked on yourself, when you have prepared your brushing teeth. Dear friends, when you are talking of hygiene, don't forget brushing teeth, taking care of our teeth. The odor in our mouth also matters. The hygiene number one should come from there. Even before thinking of the shower, think of the mouth, the oral. The oral hygiene matters so much. What breath is coming out of your mouth? Some of you, this generation, some people want to try out kissing. If you're trying out kissing and your body is surely smelly, what are you communicating? So dear friends, mind about the oral hygiene. Mind about, taking care of your body. Those hairy parts, have you taken care of them? Or they are as caring as a forest? So make sure you take care of them, dear friends. The hygiene is number one. We have talked of preparedness. We have talked of the mind. Then, dear friends, I want to talk of, please, this thing uses a lot of energy. You need to make sure you have not overworked yourself during the day. It should not be the time when you have overworked yourself, you are all too tired, you're dozing and breaking down, and that's when you meet together, the two of you, and you're thinking about this game. No, make sure, even I'm a Christian, a strong preacher of the word, and I believe in fasting. They say, if you are to do good fasting, for us who do fasting and we are on our jobs, make sure you plan it where you are not too heavily overloaded with work. Yes, you don't have too much field work, too much reporting, too much pressure at work, and that's when you are putting in your fasting and you cannot even get a minute to pray. So even this game that I'm telling you about, dear friends, that I'm sharing about, that we do in our marriages, it needs some relaxation. You need to plan it when you are not so much overworked. That's why weekends, if weekends are not too busy, it is better in the weekend. During the day, if you must have it, dear friends, make sure you create space within yourself. Make sure you're fresh. Make sure you're energetic. Because you don't want to meet someone who is very weary, very broken down, very tired, worn out, and then they are coming in, and then we are talking of 2 minutes game. Dear friend, 2 minutes game. Let's make sure that we create an environment that gives us a relaxed mind. You know, create a relaxed mind. Read about maybe things that can connect you to intimate life, you know, that can connect you to this game that we are talking about. You can read about it. You can read about it, but make sure, be careful what you're watching. It can also kill the game, dear friends. So, dear friends, I want to challenge us that let's have some less work. Plan this game when there is less work. You know, at the time when we are all stretched, it cannot be the best, most likely. However, those moments when you are very stressed and heartbroken, sometimes it works for some people. Check out when your couple, as a couple, check out who of you finds it well like that. Who of you finds it a medicine? Who of you finds it a reliever? Who of you finds it a healing process? That when you are so much stressed, you are tired, you feel so bad, especially most of the men, they are likely to find themselves there. That when they are stressed at the place of work, they are stressed with business deals, businesses are not going through, you know, having this game, having sex will help them to really be relieved and to be refreshed, to be strengthened. So even ladies, you need to check out yourself. When do you find it easier? When do you find it better? But one, we have prepared for it. We have prepared our mind. Our hygiene, we have worked on it. We have made sure that we do not have a lot of work. We have planned it during the time when we are not overworked. As a matter of fact, that's why we need to take days out. Go on leave. Take an off with your spouse. Maybe go somewhere to some hotel. Maybe go somewhere to some countryside place. Maybe go somewhere, take yourselves out. And be there to just relax at the pool, relax at the beach, relax around the forest there, relax around the wild animals there, relax your minds about nature, relax your minds about the birds. You know, just relax your mind there. Watch a movie together. You know, as you're watching a movie, you're in fun places, you're watching, your mind getting relaxed and your body is getting refreshed and relaxed. And when you get into the game, dear friends, it should be a good game. It should be a good game. I don't know why I don't see why it should fail when you have surely given yourselves enough time to relax yourselves. So that is something that I need to encourage you. Ladies, can we mind about mastering how to organize our home? At what time do we get into this game? How do we prepare for this game? Those of you who have little babies, can you make sure they sleep as early as possible? You know, if you want this game to do it very well, dear friends, make sure these little babies, you can make them sleep as early as possible. You know, people are very close to me. They know that my family, we sleep early. We sleep early. By 8, if it was possible, we should be in our beds. So by 8 to 9, after 9, it is very hard to find us awake. Although that now that I work far from home, sometimes I reach home very late. But if it is not that, by 8:30 for us, we are in bed to sleep. When we have delayed by 9, we are sleeping. Those of you must wait for 10 p.m. news, 10 o'clock, the news at 10, the news at 9, the news at 11. You have a soap that is always at 11 p.m. For us, we do not, and we are mindful about that. It's a logical thing that we had to choose. And you don't need to get into this game when we are very tired. We don't want to do this when we have this game, but you know you want to have enough sleep. You know you want to have enough sleep, dear friends. So I want to challenge you, dear members. You need to master how to organize your family. When do you make your family go to sleep? You know, when you make, you go to sleep. Some of you are building, by the way. Why did you press your master bedroom? It must not be as close as possible to other people's bedrooms. It should be in a very hidden place, in a closet there. You know, you have prepared it there. And if you want to have this game, make sure your children have slept very well. Maybe you are renting a double room, a double house, the ones they call double room, a sitting room and a room where you sleep. And remember the children and everyone sleeps in that sitting room, and as a couple you sleep in the bedroom. Some of you even share the bedroom. You need to master the timing. The timing matters so much. Have you ensured everyone has slept, dear friends? Have you ensured everyone has gone to sleep? Maybe some of you may need to wait up to 11. If people have slept at 8, you may need to be in Kawazi, you may need to be chatting with each other, making a catch-up, making jazz with each other until it is very late in the night when you are sure everyone has slept very well. You put on your music. We are also always encouraged to put on the music, and then you dive in. Why should it not work out, dear friends? You've mastered how to organize your home. You've mastered when you want to have this game, what preparation do I need to make? Ladies, please, you are better off, or you are better on that. How do we organize? Those moments when you have little babies, but you reach at home by 8 and you find everyone has slept, or no, your wife is waiting for you. She's a very good wife. I give her all the flowers. I give her all the flowers. She has made sure everyone has slept, and she's the one waiting on the TV maybe. She's the one waiting in bed. She's in her 90s. She's in her lingali. Dear friends, how you prepare the game, and you know the game is on now. Because you find the house is very calm and quiet and joy, and the moods are just welcoming, everything, is just in place. So dear friends, I want to encourage you. Make sure you prepare enough for this. Make sure you master how to organize your home for this game if it has to work out. Your friend, the food we eat matters so much. The food we eat matters so much to prepare for this game. You don't just eat any food and you are dive into this game. No. You eat a lot of carbohydrates, all you have piled up in your body, it's all the carbohydrates you put in, or maybe you have eaten a lot of oils, and by the time you go to bed, your body is making a lot of, my children call it kwara kwara, a lot of kwara kwara. Dear friends, don't go that far. Make sure you mind about the foods you prepare. Most of us, the food that turns on your husband, the food that turns on the wife. You know the food that really works for both of you. Prepare that food that works for both of you. It is not every food that will help you do a good game. And make sure you have eaten enough. Make sure you have eaten enough. Your body is energetic. You have refreshed. You're refreshed. You are stronger. Your mind is free. It's open for this game. Mind about this game. Work at it, dear friends. Work at it. Mind about the food that you've prepared. Make sure you've taken enough drinks. We are told about taking enough drinks, taking enough water, that your body has enough fluids. Your body must have enough fluids. Your friends must be healthy, must be, hydrated, must be hydrated enough. So, dear friends, I want to encourage you, mind about the foods you prepare. Some of you just eat anything. You've eaten chapatis. You've eaten just snacks there. And by the time you go for this game, you're not free. You're not relaxed. Your body is not active enough. We must eat the food that can work for us. As a matter of fact, next time when I'm sharing about nutrition, I want to challenge you. The natural foods will work for you as much as possible. So mind about the natural food that you are using, dear friends. So that one will work for you and it will turn you on. Mind about the environment, dear friends. The environment that you are in, that you are seated in, matters so much. How have you prepared the environment? How is the bedroom arranged? How is the whole house arranged? That kind of environment should be as attractive as possible. Should be as intimate as possible also with your bodies. You mind about. We have some good ladies, some good wives who have mastered the game. Almost every week they change the way where their bed is facing. This time the flowers are up here, the next time the flowers are up here, the next time, the decorations are here, the next time the decorations are the other side. Every time you enter her bedroom, she has designed it differently. So, dear friend, that's the environment I'm talking about. Make sure the man enters and is like, wow. Make sure the wife, you enter, both of you enter your place and you're like, wow. Let it look a new world every day. Let your environment look a new world every day. Some of our houses, we stay. You just enter from the main entrance and you realize there's a lot of difference. You realize the wife has changed everything. The wife has changed everything. So, dear friends, I want to challenge you. Listen to me. Please, let's mind about the environment. Let's find a clean and healthy environment for this game. Right from the bedroom, right to the door place, right the living room, right the dining room, right even the children place. Make sure that even the children are organized and better. They look nice. We have worked on ourselves. These lingaris, they do magic. What do we put on when we're in our master bedrooms? What our nighted wear, dear friends? Do we mind about them? Do we care about them? Do we look nice to each other? Do we look attracting to each other? Look attractive. As marriage couple, whether you are 30 years in marriage, whether you are 50 years in marriage, I want to challenge you. Keep looking attractive to each other now and again. Work at it on it daily. Yeah? Dear man, have you taken care of your body, dear man? Our bodies sometimes they become too hairy. They're not taken care of. Being hairy is not a problem, but they're not taken care of. Some people have different fashions, but have you taken care of? Can your spouse look at it and you've taken care of it? Dear friends, I want to challenge you that yes, let's mind about the environment that we are in, but also why we do the game. Some men, you are in a double room or even a single room, and the children have not even taken sleep. They have not gone deep in sleep. They have just gone to their bed, and you've also just gone to their bed, and immediately you are jumping on her. Dear friends, respect for each other. Let's have respect for each other, dear friends. Let's not just jump in. This game needs a lot of preparation. We need to work around the environment to make sure the environment is cool enough. Ladies will want some place where it is as cool enough as possible, where she really opens up for you, where she really welcomes you, and she feels free with you. She feels no one is hearing, no one is following you up, no one is paying attention. She is everything for you, and she is there for you. So dear friends, I want to challenge you that we mind about this message. Have increased care for each other. We have to mind about how we care for each other, dear friends. You've not been talking to each other even, but you're jumping into this game. Yet this game needs you to care for each other, to be kind and nice with each other, dear friends. You need to be as nice to each other as possible. The setup of our places, I've already mentioned about how we set up our bedroom, that it matters so much. How we set up, the sleeping on items, material, it matters so much. Make sure the place is clean. Make sure the place is clean. Make sure the hygiene is excellent. Make sure it's very high organized. Make sure we have taken care of it. We have minded about each other, such that when we go there, it is a heaven. That's the right word that we can use. It becomes a heaven for us. You reach there and you really feel heaven on earth. Heaven on earth. So dear friends, I want to encourage you that let's mind about this place. Let's mind about how we do it. Let's mind about, giving it enough time. Giving it enough time. So dear friends, let us also mind about each other. The environment that we work in the whole day. Before we meet for this game, where have we been? Make sure it has a bearing sometimes. You need to study the working conditions of your spouse. Recently, I was sharing with the groups that I lead, and I told them, you need to mind about what kind of work does your spouse does. What kind of work do they do? You need to mind. Some people are in very stressing environments, and they need your emotional support as much as possible. They need your emotional support. You need to stand in with them. You need to stand in with them, dear friends, such that they can be able to perform, they can be able to be intimate with you, they can be able to open their bodies for you, they can be refreshed and encouraged. In this matter, we are counselors to each other. The moment you are in marriage, you are a counselor to each other. You are a counselor to each other. You need to be an expert in psychology. You need to be an expert in counseling. You need to give emotional support to each other. You need to study biology enough for you to work out these games. You need to work out these games very well, dear friends. So make sure you mind about the working environment of your spouse, where they work from. Maybe you have not been performed because you never plan according, in connection, in correlation to the working environment. Maybe at the time when your spouse, especially the ladies, may take the pressure a lot, the pressure may overtake them so high. Maybe she's at a time at her place of work where reports are reports, the demands for reports are high, the supervisor is giving her a lot of headache. Maybe even the house helps at home. The house helps at home can give her enough headache. She's breaking down, she's getting weary. Maybe you have so many relatives that you stay with at your home, and they're giving her headache, and she's getting stretched to manage her home. And this is the time when you are coming for you don't want to care about all these things. You don't want to know even the life she goes through during the day, and you just want to jump in. You'll crash. You'll go there, you'll find it dry. You'll go there, you find it dry. You'll go there, you get hurt, you hurt her, and you get hurt also. You'll hate the game. That's when you plan to go outside your marriage, and you'll crash there when you go outside. So I want to challenge you, dear friends, that we need to mind about this game. We need to give it our all. We need to be mindful and make sure that whatever we are doing, we are as careful as possible. We are minding about this game. Minding about this game. So that is it, dear friends, to mind about the kind of work environment that we work in. And when we do that, dear friends, I want to believe that these mood swings will be off. Some people believe, most of the research I've read, when you are very active, you're sexual, you're having enough of it, enough of this game, you're doing it enough. Some people ask, how enough is it? Maybe I tell them, Twice a day should be twice a week should be the minimum. I don't know. People will do it, have it differently, but twice a week should be the minimum. Dear friends, twice a week, if you are able, you're staying together. Do twice a week should be the minimum. But some of you do it once a week, some of you once in a month. Some people, they have taken months without doing it and they're okay. Some of them because of the problems they are having. But also, shall you mind about the conflicts that we have in our home? We can't be having conflicts and then we are expecting a good game. No. We must make sure that we work on the conflicts. If there is any conflict outstanding, dear friends, you need to mind about the conflicts. If your spouse is hurting, you need to take care of her. Are they hurting from within your relationship? Maybe something is not from going in your relationship. Could it be from the relatives? Could it be from the place of work? Or could it be from the neighbors? You need to attend to each other about that. That's why when you go to the bedroom, dear friends, let's be friends. This game can work out when we are friends. That when we go there, we make a catch up, we make a jazz, we talk about the day, we talk about our businesses, we talk about our places of work, talk about our children, talk about the people living in our homes, talk about our environment. Let's do a catch up about this and the other. Let's connect intimately that by the time you come into the game, you have already done enough catch up and you are falling in for each other. That's why they call it falling in love. You're falling in for each other because you've done enough catch up. But people, the moods are so right there. Dear friends, when you find a violent spouse at home, one of the medicines to give is this sex that we are talking about. One of the medicines, most likely some people, when they take wrong without it, they become, shouting at you all the time. They become noisy all the time. They're disturbing you all the time. They're hitting every cup and every plate everywhere they go. The men, their mood or the moods are so bad, they're hot-tempered. When they are hot-tempered and the moods are so bad, make sure you try out this game, I'm telling you. Try it out and plan it very well like you have talked about. Plan it very well and try it out. Friends, it should work for you. Don't copy from movies. These things of copying from movies will cause you problems. You can naturally learn from each other. You can naturally learn from each other. Try this style and the other style. Make sure you try as many styles as possible. The thing that makes it boring also is using the same style year in, year out. Monday to Monday, year in, year out. 10 years in marriage, it is the same thing. It is the man on top always. The man on top always from, year in, year out. Dear friends, can't we try out something different? Can't you learn something different, the two of you? Learn something different and give it a try. So dear friends, I want to challenge you. And let's try about something different, and then we should be able to find it as interesting as possible. So dear friends, light moments. This game will help you again. People say the moods, I've told you, it will help you on your moods. It will help you on your immunity. It will help you on your... Some people even believe on the menstrual periods. Those ladies who have very painful menstrual periods, some people believe, some writers, some psychologists believe when you use, when you are very active in sex, in your marriage, it should reduce it. It should give you some relief. Give it a try. I'm not an expert on this. I'm not a lady, remember. So I won't speak like an expert on this, but I want to challenge you. It can help you. May the good Lord bless you, dear friends. This is a message I had for you. Most likely I'll bring it in phases. Next time I can come with a second phase. But for now, I believe if you try this, you try to be ready for each other. You try to be prepared. You try to work on it. You try to work on yourself to make sure you love this game. To make sure you are in for it. To make sure it's part of your marriage, to make sure your bodies are connecting. You have something that is attracting you. You got fellowships together. You got church together. You pray together. You do parenting together. You do the house chores together. You connect together with each other. You share your monies. You talk about your monies. Men, learn to give your wives money. Even when she earns more than you, give her some money. I'm told the men's money will make a lot of magic. So do all these things, and dear friends, this sex should work out for you. You should enjoy it and be consistent. Be consistent at it. Be consistent at it, dear friends. Thank you so much, dear friends. However, before I finish, there's one thing needs to come out and abruptly. There's one needs to come in as sudden. There's one of you will just need it as a medicine, will just need it to help her or to help him, to a quickie. Some people talk of a quickie. 5 minutes, and it will do magic. It works, dear friends. I want to tell you, I believe in it. Maybe you have heard it somewhere. The word quickie is very common, and that's it. 5 minutes, 2 minutes. they want to do it as fast meal. You know, sometimes it's necessary also. Though you should prepare when you can have a full dose of it, a full buffet of it, but also those quickies, they have the where they are needed. Breakfast, lunch, and supper. Some people term them like that. So dear friend, thank you so much. May the good Lord bless you. To the singles who are listening to me, I told you, I told you the message. The message when we read, it will tell you Song of Songs, chapter 8, verse 4. Daughters of Jerusalem, do not arouse love when it is not yet time. Here it so desires. Otherwise, you will be stumbled if you want to practice this outside marriage. May the good Lord bless you. Have a nice time. Bye-bye.